If somebody doesn't think what I'm saying is bonkers, they either don't believe it or quite understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is absolutely bonkers. The thing there is, so it's more, while you were talking and we're sitting in your beautiful studio, it actually made me realize that the best way to describe what we're seeing there, and almost it quite literally looks like you're looking at the canvas on which reality is being painted.
Okay.
You're looking at the substrate on which everything is being presented, at least all the visual and the physical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you think about it in religious terms, in the beginning was the Word.
Oh, gosh, I thought you were asking me a question. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
in the beginning was the Word.
Yeah.
Uh, the Word, the instantiation of a symbol, the logos, right?
Yeah.
And that is, you're literally looking at probably the coding that God is using to paint reality.
I mean, I'm just, it's part of this interview. I just want to sit with my mouth open. Like behind you is a neon piece of art, and I can change my direction. And it's so wild that you're telling me that the same way that neon stays in the same
Yes.
spot, this code does too.
Yes, the whole structure.
With every single test subject.
It's a super complex thing, yeah. And in fact, one of the last experiences that I've had with we tried to test it with 5-MeO versus NN-DMT, which is a little different.
Okay.
5-MeO is considered to be what people call the God molecule.
Okay.
Because not like NN-DMT, which is mostly what is used also in ayahuasca, which is very visual, it's very content driven. With 5-MeO, it's a full dissolution of everything, the self, your perception of the body. There's no mapping happening anymore. And you're in the presence of, well, the only thing that you can describe it as the God Almighty. You're just in the presence of, that's why people call it the God molecule. And
wait. They call it the God molecule because your
you completely dissolve. So with NN, it's super visual.
Okay.
This is when people say DMT, they mean NN-DMT.
NNDMT.
Yeah,
okay.
2 nitrogens.
It's like an ultimate hallucinogen.
It's just so real. It's more real than this. Like you literally Neo waking up one level up, and this was the dream. That's what it feels like.
Okay, can expand on that.
So
we're real close.
The same feeling you have if you wake up from a very realistic dream in the morning, and then you remember that was a dream.
Yeah,
you get one level up from this. That's what happens with NN. You literally feel like this was the dream, and you go like, wait, what? Like you just remember, and you're in a different place. And I don't mean metaphorically.
It's never been explained to me like that.
It's literally feels like you woke up in another dimension, and you remember the whole time you were dreaming this. That's what it feels like.
Wow.
And but that world is so different, so alien, and yet so familiar, which is very bizarre.
Okay.
So not like with Neo that wakes up and he's never even considered what that is. Obviously, he also wakes up in a very not pleasant environment.
It's traumatic, yeah.
Right? In this case, I mean, you can find yourself in a place that is not very pleasing.
Right.
But for the most part, it's just like enormous jump in terms of meaning, color, edge detection, shapes, dimensionality. Everything goes up. And it's more real than this. So if people wonder what I mean by that, is that there is a difference between dreaming and being awake, right? So like when you dream, things are more vague, they're more cloudy. Also, they're not as continuous over time. You can be on escalators in the mall, and all of a sudden you're like on some kind of a beach somewhere, and you don't even skip a beat. You're like, oh yeah, and that's normal. Like you don't even think about it, right? But here things are more continuous, and they're more permanent in space. And if you actually look at the visual, they're not as cloudy. Like things are very well defined, right? Well, these parameters are all parameters your brain uses to understand where it's at and what are the rules by which it's operating now.
Okay.
It's a different world. So imagine all of that more. So imagine the edge is even sharper. Imagine that the colors are even brighter. The meaning of things, the way that things hit you, the essence of things hit you a lot harder. So it's like everything is more.
And your mind is expanded a little bit so that you're able to digest
you understand
more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's a great question.
Yeah.
You can understand a fourth dimensional space. You get it. You're like, oh, it's like an in kind of like it's another in that isn't into any of the 3 dimensions that you're familiar with.
You know what, do you think it's possible for someone to understand what your explaining without having at least an introduction to some type of ayahuasca mushrooms?
It will be very
Something.
difficult, but this example with the dream is the closest I think you can get to.